Our planet is a tapestry of extraordinary cultures and breathtaking landscapes. Today, our journey takes us to a land of immense scale and profound history. We venture to the People's Republic of China, or as it is more commonly known, simply China. Its name in its own tongue, Zhongguo, translates poetically to the Middle Kingdom. This name harks back to an ancient belief that China was the very center of the world, a civilization at the heart of all under heaven. It is a name that carries the weight of millennia, a whisper of its enduring significance on the world stage. If one were to look upon a globe, tracing the vast expanse of the Asian continent, China would reveal itself as a colossal presence. It dominates East Asia, a giant stretching from the shores of the Pacific Ocean, deep into the heart of the continent. Its borders are a sprawling and complex affair, shared with an astonishing 14 different countries, including Russia to the north, India to the south, and Vietnam to the southeast. This remarkable proximity to so many other nations has, throughout history, fostered a rich exchange of ideas, conflicts, and trade. Its sheer size is difficult to comprehend, a landmass that encompasses nearly every imaginable climate and terrain. The flag of China is a powerful and unmistakable symbol, a field of vibrant red adorned with 5 golden yellow stars. The bold red is said to represent the Communist Revolution. In the upper left corner, a large star stands proudly, representing the Communist Party of China. Cradled in an arc to its right are 4 smaller stars. These are said to symbolize the 4 social classes of the time: the working class, the peasantry, the urban petite bourgeoisie, and the national bourgeoisie, all united under the leadership of the party. It is a design that speaks of unity, revolution, and a collective vision for the future, flown with pride across this immense and dynamic nation. To grasp the scale of China, one must begin with its people. In 2025, it is home to over 1.4 billion people. About 1 in 6 people on Earth is Chinese. That population drives the economy, shapes cities, enriches culture. Beijing is the political and cultural heart, a sprawling modern metropolis where imperial history meets modern architecture. China covers approximately 9.6 million square kilometers. It's the 3rd largest country in the world, a vast territory with varied environments. The currency is the renminbi, the people's currency. The basic unit is the yuan. Money flows from village markets to international trade deals. Fundamentals: its people, its capital, its currency. Mandarin, Putonghua, the common tongue. It's the world's most spoken native language. It unites China's diverse regions. Also spoken: Cantonese, Shanghainese, and languages of 55 recognized ethnic minority groups. Officially, the People's Republic of China is an atheist state, yet the spiritual landscape is rich and complex. Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, existing alongside Christianity and Islam. A single-party socialist republic led by the Communist Party of China. Founded in 1949, it centralizes political power and long-term planning. The government shapes industry, commerce, culture, education. That framework helped orchestrate rapid economic transformation, a unique model studied worldwide. The geography of China is a masterpiece of natural diversity, a canvas painted with dramatic strokes. In the west, the colossal Himalayas, the vast Tibetan Plateau, the roof of the world. Together they form a formidable barrier. Heading east, elevation steadily descends. Rugged mountains, high plateaus, rolling plains, fertile coastal deltas. China is crisscrossed by mighty rivers, the Yangtze, the Yellow River, both cradles of civilization. Varied topography equals varied climates, subarctic north, tropical south. These habitats support staggering wildlife diversity. The giant panda, pandas in Sichuan, pandas in Shanxi, pandas in Gansu, the snow leopard, the Siberian tiger, the red panda, the Chinese alligator. Landscapes themselves are characters. Karst peaks of Guilin, Yangshuo and the Li River, Longsheng rice terraces cascading down hillsides, the Zhangye Dangxia rainbow-colored mountains, Wulingwan's thousands of sandstone pillars. The climate is as varied as the terrain. North, cold, harsh winters. North, warm, humid summers. Central, temperate climate. South, subtropical, hot, humid summers. South, mild winters. Perfect for rice and tea cultivation. This diversity shapes flora, fauna, and the way of life. Hardy northern nomads of the grasslands, rice farmers of the southern river deltas, generations adapting with resilience and ingenuity, lives and cultures deeply intertwined with the land they call home. Chinese culture is a deep and ancient river, flowing through millennia, enriched by countless tributaries of philosophy, art, and tradition. At its core are festivals that punctuate the year with vibrant celebrations. The most important of these is the Lunar New Year, also known as the Spring Festival. It is a time for families to reunite, to feast on symbolic foods like dumplings and fish, to exchange red envelopes filled with money for good luck, and to fill the streets with the sound of firecrackers and the sight of lion dances. Another significant event is the Mid-Autumn Festival, where families gather to gaze at the full moon and share mooncakes, a sweet pastry often filled with lotus seed paste. Food is not merely sustenance in China, it is an art form and a cornerstone of social life. The country's vast geography has given rise to a dazzling array of regional cuisines. Sichuan cuisine is famous for its bold, fiery flavors, thanks to the liberal use of garlic and Sichuan peppercorns. Cantonese food from the south is known for its subtlety and freshness, often featuring steamed dishes and dim sum. In the north, wheat-based foods like noodles and dumplings are staples, reflecting the colder climate. A typical meal is a communal affair with numerous dishes shared by everyone at the table, a practice that reinforces the importance of family and community. Traditional clothing, while less common in daily urban life, makes a grand appearance during festivals and special occasions. The Hanfu is a general term for the historical dress of the Han Chinese people, with styles varying dramatically across different dynasties. Perhaps more internationally recognized is the qipao, or cheongsam, a stylish, form-fitting dress that originated in the 1920s and has become a symbol of feminine elegance. In modern China, daily life, especially in the booming cities, is a fast-paced blend of tradition and modernity. Young people navigate the pressures of a competitive education system and dynamic job market, while still upholding deep-rooted values of filial piety and respect for elders. The Chinese language itself is a cultural treasure. Its written form, composed of characters, is one of the world's oldest writing systems still in use. Each character represents a concept or an object, and learning them is a profound journey into the nation's history and philosophy. Calligraphy, the art of writing these characters with a brush and ink, is a highly respected art form, valued for its beauty and the spiritual discipline it requires. From the intricate brushstrokes of a master calligrapher to the boisterous energy of a holiday market, every facet of Chinese culture tells a story of a civilization that is both ancient and perpetually renewing itself. The story of China is a vast and epic chronicle stretching back thousands of years, one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations. Origins in the fertile basin of the Yellow River. Early settlements grew into the first dynasties, Xia, Shang, Zhou. They laid the foundations for Chinese culture, language, political thought. During this classical period, great thinkers emerged: Confucius, Laozi. Their philosophies on ethics, governance, the nature of existence would shape the nation for millennia. These ancient roots run deep, influencing every aspect of modern Chinese society. A pivotal moment was the unification of China in 221 BC, under Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. He standardized weights, measures, currency, and the written language, creating a unified framework lasting over 2,000 years. He commissioned the Terracotta Army and initiated the first version of what would become the Great Wall. After the brief Qin dynasty, the Han dynasty solidified the imperial system. The Han expanded the empire's borders. They established the Silk Road connecting China with the West, facilitating exchange of goods, ideas, cultures. China's history cycles through dynasties rising and falling, each leaving an indelible mark. The Tang dynasty, a golden age of cosmopolitan culture and artistic achievement. The Song dynasty, a time of major technological innovation. Movable type printing, gunpowder, the compass. The Mongol invasion brought the Yuan dynasty under Kublai Khan. Later, the Ming dynasty restored Han rule. The Ming built many iconic sections of the Great Wall. The final imperial dynasty, the Qing, expanded the empire to its greatest extent, then faced internal rebellion and increasing pressure from Western powers. The 20th century brought tumultuous change. The fall of the Qing in 1912 ended over 2 millennia of imperial rule. It established the Republic of China. Then, decades of civil war and conflict followed, culminating in victory for the Communist Party under Mao Zedong. On October 1, 1949, he proclaimed the People's Republic of China. This marked a complete break from the past, setting the country on a new and revolutionary path. A nation shaped by ancient legacy yet forged in modern history. In recent decades, China has undergone an economic transformation of unprecedented speed and scale. Once a largely agrarian society, it has evolved into a global economic powerhouse, often referred to as the world's factory. This meteoric rise began in the late 1970s with a series of economic reforms that opened the country to foreign trade and investment. The government established special economic zones, such as Shenzhen, transformed from a small fishing village into a bustling metropolis and a global technology hub. This strategy unleashed the nation's immense manufacturing potential, making it a central player in global supply chains. The main industries driving this economic engine are incredibly diverse. Manufacturing remains a cornerstone, producing a vast array of goods from electronics, machinery, textiles, toys, furniture. China is the world's largest producer of steel, concrete, and automobiles. Alongside this industrial might, the technology sector has boomed, with homegrown giants in e-commerce, social media, artificial intelligence, telecommunications becoming household names across the globe. The country is also investing heavily in renewable energy, positioning itself as a leader in the production of solar panels, wind turbines, a critical move in addressing the planet's environmental challenges. China's role as a major exporter is fundamental to its economic strength. The Made in China label can be found on products in nearly every country on Earth. Its main exports include consumer electronics like smartphones, laptops, industrial machinery, clothing, furniture. To facilitate this massive flow of goods, China has invested in building some of the world's largest and most efficient ports. This export-oriented model has lifted hundreds of millions of its citizens out of poverty and created a rapidly growing middle class, which in turn is fueling a massive domestic consumer market. However, the economy is not without its challenges. The government is actively working to transition from a model reliant on low-cost manufacturing and investment to one driven by domestic consumption, services, and high-tech innovation. This involves addressing issues such as income inequality, environmental pollution resulting from rapid industrialization, and navigating a complex global trade environment. China's economic journey is far from over. It continues to evolve at a breathtaking pace, its every move sending ripples across the entire global economy, shaping the future of international commerce and development for us all. For any traveler, China offers a world of discovery, a place where every journey feels like an epic adventure. Of course, there are landmarks that are famous the world over, and for good reason. No trip would be complete without witnessing the sheer scale and majesty of the Great Wall, winding its way over rugged mountains and vast deserts. This man-made wonder is not a single continuous wall, but a network of fortifications built over centuries. Walking along a restored section like Mutianyu or Jinshanling near Beijing offers a profound sense of history and breathtaking views. It is a true testament to human persistence and ambition. Beyond the Great Wall, other iconic sites beckon. In the heart of Beijing lies the Forbidden City, the vast imperial palace complex that was home to emperors for nearly 500 years. Stepping through its gates is like traveling back in time, wandering through grand halls, intricate courtyards, and beautiful gardens. And in Shanghai, a stroll along the Bund offers a stunning contrast between the colonial-era architecture on one side and the futuristic skyline of Pudong on the other. But to truly appreciate the soul of China, one must venture beyond the most famous sites to discover its hidden gems. In the southwestern province of Yunnan, the ancient town of Lijiang and Dali offer a glimpse into the rich cultures of the Naxi and Bai ethnic minorities, with their unique architecture and traditions, set against the backdrop of snow-capped mountains. For those seeking natural wonder, a journey to Zhangjiajie National Forest Park is a must. Its towering sandstone pillars, shrouded in mist, create an ethereal landscape that feels as though it belongs to another world. For a different kind of beauty, one might explore the tranquil water towns near Shanghai, such as Wuzhen or Xitang, where ancient stone bridges arch over peaceful canals, and life moves at a slower pace. Here, one can take a gentle boat ride, and observe a way of life that has changed little over the centuries. In the far west, a journey along the ancient Silk Road route through Gansu province reveals stunning desert landscapes, ancient Buddhist grottos, and a rich tapestry of cultural influences. China is a country that rewards the curious traveler, offering endless opportunities for exploration and wonder, far from the beaten path. China has been a cradle of brilliant minds whose ideas and actions have resonated far beyond its borders, shaping the course of global history and thought. Millennia ago, the philosopher Confucius, also known as Confuzi, developed a system of ethics, education, social management that has become the bedrock of East Asian culture. His teachings on filial piety, respect for authority, personal and governmental morality have influenced the lives of countless millions. Almost contemporaneously, Laozi, the legendary author of the Tao Te Ching, offered a different path through Taoism, advocating for harmony with the natural flow of the universe, a philosophy of effortless action and profound simplicity. In the realm of exploration and diplomacy, one cannot overlook the monumental figure of Zheng He. In the early 15th century, this Ming Dynasty admiral commanded a fleet of enormous treasure ships on 7 epic expeditions across the Indian Ocean, reaching as far as the coast of Africa. His voyages, undertaken decades before the European Age of Discovery, were not missions of conquest, but of diplomacy and of trade, showcasing the immense power and technological prowess of Ming China to the world. He established and reinforced China's presence and influence across a vast maritime network. The 20th century saw the rise of figures who would radically redefine China's place in the modern world. Mao Zedong, the founding father of the People's Republic of China, was a revolutionary leader whose vision and policies completely transformed Chinese society. His leadership, though marked by immense upheaval and controversy, unified the country after a century of fragmentation, and laid the groundwork for its re-emergence as a major global power. Following him, Deng Xiaoping became the architect of modern China's economic miracle, introducing the reform and opening up policies, unleashing the nation's market potential, and setting it on the path to current prosperity. China's influence extends into the arts and sciences as well. The film director Zhang Yimou has brought Chinese cinema to a global audience, visually stunning epics like Hero, House of Flying Daggers. In the world of sports, Yao Ming, the towering basketball player, became a cultural ambassador, bridging the gap between the NBA and China and inspiring a new generation of athletes. And in science, Tu Youyou was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for her discovery of artemisinin, a drug that has saved millions from malaria, testament to the power of traditional Chinese medicine in solving modern health crises. These individuals, among many others, represent the immense and diverse contributions of the Chinese people to our shared human story. Beyond the grand sweep of its history and the scale of its geography, China is a land filled with fascinating and sometimes humorous quirks. For instance, while many people associate China with rice, in the northern part of the country, noodles and other wheat-based foods are far more common as a daily staple. This simple culinary divide reflects ancient agricultural patterns: wheat growing better in the colder, drier north, and rice thriving in the warm, wet south. Another surprising fact relates to our perception of time. While geographically spanning 5 time zones, the entire country officially operates on a single standard time, Beijing time, UTC+8. This means that in the far western regions of China, the sun can rise as late as 10 in the morning. This policy was implemented in 1949 to promote national unity, but it creates some unusual daily schedules for those living in the West. It is a peculiar but practical solution, a detail that speaks volumes about the country's emphasis on centralization and unity. One might be surprised to learn that ice cream was likely invented in China. Around 200 BC, a frozen treat was created by mixing milk, rice, and spices, which was then packed in snow to freeze. The famous explorer Marco Polo is said to have brought the recipe, or at least the idea, back with him to Italy, from where it eventually spread throughout Europe and the rest of the world. So the next time you enjoy a cold scoop of your favorite flavor, you might have ancient Chinese ingenuity to thank for this delightful invention. Finally, a bit of trivia for bird lovers. Many elderly Chinese men, particularly in cities like Beijing, have a charming hobby of taking their pet birds for a walk. They carry their songbirds in ornate wooden cages to local parks, where they hang the cages on trees. The men gather to chat and drink tea while the birds sing to one another. It is a gentle and poetic tradition, a quiet counterpoint to the hustle and bustle of modern urban life, and a wonderful example of the small, surprising details that make exploring this country such a rich and rewarding experience. Thanks for watching this glimpse into China. If you enjoyed the journey, tap subscribe and join us for more country features from around the world.